Most people think getting rich takes 40 years. Go to school, get a job, save a little, retire when you're old. That's the plan we've all been sold. But this book says there's another way. Not easier, just smarter. It's called The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. And in this video, I'm going to break down the whole thing in simple terms so you actually get it. 1. How the book starts. The moment that changed everything. MJ DeMarco was just a regular guy. He didn't come from money. He wasn't special. He didn't have any big connections. Like most people, he was working random jobs, trying to figure life out. Then one day something happened that changed the way he thought about money forever. He was outside a hotel in Chicago, and a man pulled up in a Lamborghini. MJ had always loved that car. It was his dream car. He expected to see a celebrity or a famous athlete get out, but instead, it was just some regular guy. He didn't look rich or important. He just looked normal. MJ went up to him and asked, "What do you do?" The man looked at him and said, "I'm an entrepreneur." That one moment changed everything. MJ realized that you don't need to be famous or lucky to get rich. You just need to understand how money really works. That's what this whole book is about. 2. The 3 paths people take with money. MJ says that people follow one of 3 roads when it comes to money. The first road is called the sidewalk. This is the path most people are on. These people live from paycheck to paycheck. They spend almost everything they earn. If they get paid on Friday, their money is gone by Monday. They have no savings, no investments, and no plan. They might make good money, but they also spend fast. They're always broke, always stressed, and have no control over their life. The second road is called the slow lane. This is the one most adults say is the smart way. These are the people who get a good job, save a little money every month, invest in the stock market, and hope they can retire when they're 60 or 70. They think that one day, they'll finally be free. The problem is that this takes forever. You give up your best years hoping you can enjoy life when you're old, but nothing is promised. Your health, your time, and your energy won't last forever. Then there's the third road. MJ calls it the fast lane. This is the path where you build a business or system that makes money even when you're not working. Instead of trading time for money, you build something that keeps working without you. It's harder up front, but once it works, you get freedom a lot faster than the slow lane. 3. The real definition of wealth. Most people think wealth means having a lot of money, but MJ explains that real wealth is more than just money. Real wealth means having control over your time. It means you can wake up when you want. You don't have to ask for permission to take a day off. You can spend time with your family, travel, work on things you care about. That's freedom. It's not just about being rich. It's about not being stuck. If you're making $100,000 a year, but you have to work every single day just to keep it going, you're not really free. You're just earning more inside a cage. 4. Why most jobs keep you stuck. Most people work jobs where the money they make depends completely on the time they put in. If they stop working, the money stops too. This means they always have to keep working just to survive, and this becomes a trap. You can't take long breaks. You can't step away when life gets hard, and even if you love your job now, you won't want to do it forever. The point is, if your money depends on you showing up every day, you don't have freedom. You're just on a different kind of leash. 5. Why the slow lane doesn't actually work. Most people think they're being smart by getting a good job, saving money, and investing for the future. That's what school teaches. That's what parents say. That's what society pushes on you. But MJ says that whole idea, the slow lane, is a lie. Not because saving money is bad, but because the plan just doesn't get you freedom. At least not when it actually matters. If you're in your 20s or 30s right now, do you really want to wait until you're 65 to enjoy life? That's what the slow lane tells you to do. Work your best years away. Grind for 40 years. Then maybe you can enjoy a little bit of peace if your health, money, and energy all line up. MJ says forget that. If freedom is the goal, why are you waiting your whole life to get it? 6. What the fast lane is really about. Here's the deal. The fast lane isn't about skipping hard work. It's not some get-rich-quick trick either. It's just a different mindset. Instead of working a job where you trade time for money, you build something that can grow on its own. You put in the work now to build a system, like a product, a website, a service, or a business that people want. And once it's running, it doesn't need you every second to make money. That's the difference. The slow lane pays you as long as you show up. The fast lane pays you even when you don't. So you're not just working harder, you're working smarter. 7th MJ's Sense Rules. How to build something that actually works. MJ breaks it down using 5 rules. Together, they spell sense. If your business follows these, you're on the fast lane. If it doesn't, you're probably wasting your time. Let's go through them one by one. Real simple. Control. You need to be in control of the thing you're building. If someone else can shut you down, a boss, a platform, an algorithm, you're not in control. It's not your business. You're renting space, and the landlord can kick you out anytime. For example, if you grow a TikTok page to 1 million followers, but TikTok bans your account, it's over. You don't own that. Real control is when you own your product, your audience, and your systems. That's what gives you power. Entry. This just means your business shouldn't be too easy to copy. If anyone can do it overnight, it probably won't last long. You'll get lost in a sea of competition, and prices will drop fast. But if it takes real work, real skill, or real effort to build, that's a good thing. That means most people won't bother. And that protects your business. So don't run from hard work. Use it as your edge. Need. This is probably the most important one. Don't build a business just because it sounds fun. Don't chase your passion blindly. That's what most people do, and it's why they fail. Instead, find what people actually need. Solve real problems. If you can take pain away from someone's life, or make something easier, faster, or better, they will pay for it. And the more people you help, the more money you make. Simple. Time. If your business only makes money when you're working, you've built yourself another job. The fast lane is about disconnecting your time from your income. That means building things that keep running even when you stop. Think of stuff like books, apps, courses, software, or systems. Something that works for you 24/7. You should be able to take a day off, or a month off, and still make money. That's real freedom. Scale. This is where the money really grows. Can your idea reach a lot of people? Can it serve hundreds, thousands, even millions? If you're selling something in person to one person at a time, you're limited. But if you're selling something online, or running a business that can reach the world, you can grow way faster. It's not about doing more work. It's about reaching more people with the same work. 8. The producer mindset. Here's something that MJ repeats a lot. Stop being just a consumer. Most people spend their whole life consuming, watching content, buying products, scrolling all day, looking for entertainment. But the people who build wealth are producers. They create things. They put stuff out into the world. They're the ones building the platforms, selling the tools, and creating the content that everyone else is addicted to. If you want to live free, you can't just keep buying. You have to start building. 9. The fast lane isn't easy, but it's worth it. None of this is easy. MJ is honest about that. Building a real business takes effort. You're going to fail a few times. You're going to doubt yourself. You might go months or even years before it really works. But here's the point. That time is going to pass anyway. So would you rather spend the next 5 years building something that gives you freedom, or spend the next 40 years waiting for retirement? The fast lane is hard now, but it pays off later. The slow lane is easy now, but it costs you your life. 10th final message. This book isn't about chasing money. It's about chasing control. Control over your time. Control over your choices. Control over your life. Most people never get there because they're stuck following a plan that was never built for them. But if you take the time to learn, build, and solve real problems, you can create something that frees you. That's the fast lane, and it's wide open for anyone who's willing to take the wheel. Most people never question the path they're on. They just follow it. School, job, save a little, hope it all works out. And even if it doesn't feel right, they stay on it, because that's what everyone else is doing. But just because something is common doesn't mean it's right. If the plan doesn't lead where you want to go, it's okay to change it. You don't owe your life to a system that doesn't serve you. A lot of people avoid the fast lane because the slow lane feels safe. It's predictable, a steady job, a fixed paycheck, but comfort can be a trap. Just because something feels familiar doesn't mean it's secure. One bad month, one unexpected layoff, one decision you didn't make, and everything you've built can slip away. The fast lane isn't reckless. It's not about gambling. It's about building something that doesn't fall apart when the world changes. And yeah, people will say it's risky, but think about it. What's more risky? Starting something for yourself, or spending 40 years depending on a job someone else controls? One paycheck, one boss, one income stream. That's not security. That's just a quieter kind of risk, one that's easier to ignore until it's too late. The fast lane is about creating something that grows without you, something that solves problems, helps people, and keeps working even when you're not. That's what makes it powerful. It's not about how hard you work. It's about what you're working on. If you're only trading hours for money, there's a hard limit on how far you can go. But when your work creates systems, products, or services that keep going, that's when the game changes. Nobody is saying it's easy. You'll fail. You'll doubt yourself. You'll question if it's even worth it. But here's the truth. You're already spending your time and energy every day. The question is, are you spending it to build someone else's dream or your own? So every day, the clock moves. Whether you use it or not, time passes. That's the part most people overlook. You don't have to make massive moves overnight, but you do have to start paying attention. Where is your time going? Who's benefiting from your effort? If it's not building something you believe in, then it's quietly disappearing. That's why success doesn't always start with big wins. Sometimes it's quiet work behind the scenes, studying, testing, building, long nights, doubt, frustration. But that's where real growth happens, in the parts no one claps for. That's where momentum is born. And because of that, it's not about being the smartest, or the most talented, or even the most confident. It's about being consistent, showing up when it's boring, sticking with it when there's no applause. That's what separates those who break through from those who quit halfway. So you don't need to chase everything. You just need one thing, one direction, one problem you care about solving, one idea you're willing to stick with long enough to learn from. That's how things change. Not in one moment, but over time, when small actions finally start to stack up. And when that shift happens, when something you built starts moving on its own, it hits different. It's not just income, it's proof. Proof that your time and effort didn't disappear into nothing. It built something real. That's the full breakdown of the Millionaire Fastlane. It's not about shortcuts. It's about changing how you think about time, money, and freedom. You don't have to follow the usual path if it doesn't feel right. There are other ways, but they take effort, clarity, and patience. Thanks for watching. Hope this gave you something real to think about.